Have you ever felt like your own family didn't care about you? Like, no matter what you did, they just saw you as an afterthought. That's exactly how I felt when my parents took the one place that meant everything to me, my childhood bedroom, and handed it over to my cousin like I was nothing. I always thought that no matter what happened, my parents would have my back. But the moment they made it clear that I was no longer a priority, I knew I had to make a choice. I had to teach them a lesson they'd never forget. And trust me, they never saw it coming. Part 1: Coming home to a stranger in my room. I was exhausted but excited as I stepped off the bus. College was rough, and I had spent my first year juggling assignments, late-night study sessions, and the overwhelming realization that adulthood wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. But finally, I was going home. I could already picture it, sleeping in my own bed, eating home-cooked meals, and feeling like a kid again, just for a little while. I dragged my suitcase up the driveway and opened the front door. That's when I noticed something strange. There were extra shoes by the door, ones I didn't recognize. Women's sneakers, a couple of shopping bags, and a pink backpack. I frowned. Did my parents have guests over? Shrugging it off, I rolled my suitcase inside, ready to crash in my bed. But the moment I reached my bedroom door, I heard something that made my stomach drop. Laughter, and then a voice that wasn't mine. I pushed the door open and my heart stopped. A girl was sitting on my bed, scrolling through her phone like she owned the place. My bed, my room, my space. I blinked. Who are you?" The girl looked up and smiled casually. "Oh hey, I'm Mia." "Mia? My cousin Mia?" I hadn't seen her in years. She was my mom's niece, and as far as I knew, she lived in another state. I turned to the hallway where my mom was walking toward me, acting as if nothing was wrong. "Mom, what's going on? Why is Mia in my room?" She gave me a casual shrug. "Oh, sweetheart, we thought since you're in college now, you wouldn't need your room anymore. Mia needed a place to stay, so we let her have it." I froze. "You what?" Mom smiled. "You can sleep on the couch. It's only for a little while." I stared at her, waiting for her to laugh and say she was joking. She didn't. Hard to the realization that I didn't matter. I walked into my room, or what used to be my room, and looked around. Everything was different. My walls, once covered in posters of my favorite movies, were now bare. My bookshelf was gone. My desk, my nightstand, all my things had been replaced. Even my bedspread was different. My heart pounded. "Where's my stuff?" Mom waved her hand. "Oh, don't worry. We packed it all up for you. It's downstairs." Downstairs. Like garbage. I stormed down to the basement, and sure enough, there they were, garbage bags filled with my clothes, my books, my trophies, and childhood memories. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Was I that disposable to them? I confronted my parents. "You didn't even ask me. This was my room." Mom sighed like I was overreacting. "Sweetie, you're an adult now. You don't need a room here anymore." I turned to my dad, hoping for some backup. But he just shrugged. "You're not home that much anyway." I clenched my fists. I wasn't home because of college. Not because I didn't want to be here. That was when it hit me I wasn't a priority in this family anymore. Part 3: Planning my revenge. That night, I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling. I had spent 18 years in this house. I had built a life here, and just because I had left for a few months, they thought they could erase me. I needed to make a decision, so I made a plan. The next morning, I started calling around for jobs. If I was going to leave, I needed money. Within a few days, I found a job at a local cafe and started saving. But here's the kicker: I didn't tell my parents a thing. They thought I'd get over it. They thought I'd just accept being pushed aside. They had no idea what was coming. Part for the moment, they realized what they lost. 2 weeks later, I packed my suitcase. As I grabbed my bag, Mom finally noticed. "Where are you going?" I smiled, "Back to college." She frowned. "But summer just started." I shrugged. "Yeah? But since I don't have a room here anymore, I figured I might as well move on." For the first time, she looked worried. Dad cleared his throat. "Come on. Don't be dramatic. You're always welcome here." I laughed. "Yeah, then why do I feel like a guest in my own house?" They didn't have an answer. And so, I left. And for the first time, I didn't look back. Part 5: The Unexpected Consequences. At first, my parents didn't seem to care. But then the calls started coming in. "Mum, why don't you come home for dinner?" "Dad, we haven't seen you in weeks." "Even me, it's kinda weird without you here." I ignored them. Then one day, I got a text from Mom. "Mia's moving out. Your room is empty again. You can come back now." I stared at the message for a long time before replying. "No thanks. I've made my own home now." The lesson they had to learn. My parents assumed that I'd always be there, that they could push me aside and I'd just accept it. But they learned it the hard way that people don't stay where they aren't valued. And me, I realized that sometimes walking away is the only way to be respected. Have you ever felt like an afterthought in your own family? Let me know in the comments.